edibles, topicals, and even smokable items. Customer feedback indicates relief from stress, anxiety, fatigue, pain, and PTSD, just to name a few. E&S Hemp is located on Fire Tower Road. Also, check us out on our Instagram and Facebook pages.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day, because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Do you suffer from pain, anxiety, or sleeping issues? Eastern Healthcare has a solution for you. Eastern Healthcare is the premier CBD store with retailer quality products to help with any ailment you might have. They carry nationally recognized brands such as Curative's Delta 8, CBD Distillery, and Charlotte's Web with a wide variety of delivery systems.
This is Adam from Eastern Healthcare. Come visit our store at 2245 Stantonburg Road across from Vidant Hospital or call 227-4199. Eastern Healthcare. Wellness starts here.
Sawyer's Fun Park is now open in Greenville. This state-of-the-art 40,000 square foot facility features a 2-story LED interactive laser tag, a one-of-a-kind 2-story ninja course, a ropes course with a 180-degree zip line, and it's only one of 5 in the country that are indoors. Multiple climbing walls, a super cool arcade with 40-plus games, and a brand-new full-service cafe and bar for adults. Visit the brand-new Sawyer's Fun Park, now open, located right behind ARU on Corey Road, Greenville. BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in eastern North Carolina. With Blackwood and Mills Creek in Greenville, Dalton's Cove in Farmville, and Belmar and Ayden, these are just a few of the developments featuring BMS Builders homes. They can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or East Carolina football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. BMS Builders. Give them a call at 916-1578 for BMS Builders.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. This is Eastern North Carolina's longest-running sports radio call-in show. The Brian Bailey Show is on the air. The Brian Bailey Show on Pirate Radio is brought to you by
Angus Grill, Bostic Sugg Furniture, Bojangles, East Coast Grading, The Gavigan Agency, Greenville Auto World, Papa John's, Pepsi, Seared Chop House, Taft and Hagler, Tiebreakers, BMS Builders, and The Rick House.
And now, here's Brian Bailey.
Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome into our show. Victory Monday for East Carolina's Pirates. What a comeback on Saturday in Huntington, West Virginia. The Pirates win it by the final of 42-38. And we're going to talk comebacks in our first part of our show today. A guy who knows a little bit about a big comeback for a big East Carolina win is Jeff Blake, the former Pirate quarterback. He'll take us back to the days of the Peach Bowl and talk about that comeback, and we'll compare the two because there are some great comparisons when you look at these two matchups. But I said all last week this town needed a win, and they got it in comeback fashion. East Carolina 42 and Marshall 38 was that final. So Jeff Blake joins us in just a bit. The second half hour, we're going to talk Wood Duck baseball. The Woodies are in the playoffs. They start tomorrow night at historic Granger Stadium, and Matt Davis with the Down East Wood Ducks will join us as we talk baseball, playoff baseball in September. And that's coming up a little bit later on. Jeff Blake kicks us off. We're back with more on the Brian Bailey Show right after this.
Hi, I'm Ken Hagler of Taft and Hagler. We're proud to be sponsors of the Brian Bailey Show and the Pirate Nation on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. If you've been injured on the job or due to someone else's negligence in an automobile collision, call us at 752-2000 for a free consultation with experienced professionals who care. Go Pirates!
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, Trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard, across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork, or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
When your family gathers around a shakaroni from Papa John's, you're sharing more than extra cheese and pepperoni. You're sharing scholarships, meals, and laughter. Because $1 from every shakaroni goes to charity. That's pizza with a purpose.
Hey, Pirate fans, the Shakaroni Pizza is back, and only for $13. Plus $1 from every purchase goes to charity. The Shakaroni is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
Hey, this is Troy D, proud ECU grad from the class of 94. And if you know me, you know I love the 90s here at ECU. It was some of our glory days, including bowl games, the Peach Bowl, and even a March Madness appearance. Relive those days with my friends from Tailgate Classics. Tailgate Classics is a cool retro store with all types of merchandise, including the 90s ECU vintage tees and hats. Check out Tailgate Classics in person, 304 Evans Street, or online at shoptailgateclassics.com. Tailgate Classics, bringing back the throwbacks.
Burgers, wings, hand-cut, hand-breaded chicken tenders, fresh salads, and cold beer is the starting lineup at Tiebreakers and has been keeping customers happy for 20 years. Tiebreakers' family atmosphere is the perfect place to come watch your favorite team play while enjoying a great lunch or dinner. In a hurry or looking for catering options? Get Tiebreakers to go. That now includes the new curbside pickup by ordering online at tiebreakersnc.com. Tiebreakers.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
Pirate Radio.
I listen to you guys all the time, especially when it's coming up to game week with the Pirates, and I assure you I'll be listening to Pirate Radio at some point during the fall this year.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show. Now, back to Brian.
All right, welcome back to our show, talking comebacks today. The Pirates, of course, with that big 42-38 win over the Marshall Thundering Herd, their first win of the season. And speaking of comebacks, Jeff Blake led the biggest comeback in Pirate history. That was another 17-point come-from-behind win. That was in the Peach Bowl. Probably a little bit of a bigger game for East Carolina's Pirates, but after the 0-2 start, it was pretty close because I'm telling you, this town needed a win, and they got it. But Jeff Blake joins us right now, the former Pirate quarterback. Jeff, did you get a chance to see the Marshall game this weekend?
Yeah, well, I saw the highlights. I went over the highlights with the game, and I didn't get an opportunity to see it. They didn't show it here in Florida, so. But I was able to see the highlights, and it was a good game. I enjoyed watching that.
Did it bring back any memories for you when you saw some of the highlights? Because obviously the Pirates, you know, when you're 17 points down, and these stats come from Tom McClellan over at East Carolina, our good friend. He gave us some stats. Mm-hmm. East Carolina came back with 7:26 to play, and scoring, enough to come back from 17 down. This time it was 7 minutes and 30 seconds, so it's almost identical as far as the times go. But when you go back to that game, Jeff, I mean, did you guys? I know you said we heard the "We Believe" and we knew we could do it, but that's a lot to come from behind from, isn't it?
It is. It definitely is. But the key is to stay focused on the game plan and not come off of the game plan and continue to work hard and keep chopping wood. And that's what these guys did this past Saturday, and that's what we did when we played in the Peach Bowl. We went to our spread offense, and we have been practicing that the whole time, getting ready for the Peach Bowl. And that was the opportunity to bring that part of that offense out. And we needed to score points fast. We knew we were going to be running the football. We knew we was only going to be throwing it. So that gave us the opportunity to get the ball down the field as fast as we could to make some points, so we can keep. And defense did a great job getting 3 and out and getting us the ball back so we can go do it again.
Yeah, I tweeted out earlier that I was fortunate enough to be on the sidelines for the Peach Bowl and that come from behind win, and in Huntington, West Virginia for the win over Marshall. And it was really like a feeling of deja vu, because I remember interviewing you afterwards on the field, and you were really emotional. I mean, you were fired up, you're yelling and screaming, but basically you had the same message that Holton Ahlers had. And he was a little more subdued in his interview because it was more of a sense of relief this time with this win, because this team needed a win. They got the victory coming from way behind. They were still very excited about it, but his was a little more subdued. But both of you guys showed tremendous leadership skills with the interviews and talked about how, hey, I just looked at the guys and said, hey, stay focused, do your part, do your job, and we can win this thing. You had the confidence that the Pirates could come from behind, and so did Holton Ahlers on Saturday night in Huntington.
Yeah, definitely. It's a confidence thing, As a quarterback here at IMG, one of the things I try to teach our quarterbacks is our energy, what type of energy we give off to our teammates. And they can feel that energy. And if you have that go-get-them energy, that's, don't worry about it, I got this type of energy, they're very confident, very poised. You see the guys, the quarterbacks that are very poised. You look at even your Brady's, or even I look at the young quarterback at Alabama, Bryce Young, just very poised. Whenever you have that type of attitude when you play quarterback, you don't get rattled. You just keep playing. Russell Wilson, a lot of these guys, you just keep playing. I love that. I love the fact that nothing rattles them, no matter what the naysayers say or what the people think about your game. Every week, I hear people talk about Lamar Jackson like, he's still not a quarterback, a premier NFL quarterback. And I say, you guys must be crazy. The guy's an MVP player. And it makes plays constantly, and they constantly talking about he needs to do this better. He needs to know. He just needs to keep winning football games.
That was my next question for you, Jeff, because Holton has, in the first two games, the offense has struggled. Holton has struggled a little bit, and with him, his family's here. He's from here, from D.H. Conley. He grew up here. There's a tremendous amount of pressure on him anyway, and I think he adds to that because he really, wants to do well, so very badly. But as a quarterback, how do you separate that? How do you have a bad game and just kind of brush it aside and get ready for the next one?
Well, the key is not to have any bad games. That's the key. All right. The key is to stay consistent. And as a quarterback, in college and pro ball, even in high school ball, in today's game, you have to stay consistent. He needs to build off of the game he just had, and he needs to have that game every week. He can't go back to no touchdown games. You can't go back to, where you have more interceptions than touchdowns. You can't go back to where the drive stall. You got to score every possession you have, even if it comes out with a field goal, or at least put the defense in a position where they have better field position and their offense have bad field position. So even in that sense, you have to be cognizant of what's going on in situations. And I think if he continues to do that and continue to play the way he just played this week consistently throughout the rest of the year, you'll see those type of games from him.
Holton became the first Pirate since James Summers on October 29th of 2016 to run for a touchdown, to catch a touchdown pass, and to throw a touchdown pass in the same game. So my question to you, Jeff Blake, as a Pirate, did you ever catch a touchdown pass?
I don't think I did.
I don't think you did either, but I couldn't remember, but I thought I'd ask you. But that's a really cool stat. We all remember James Summers and the athlete that he was, but I'm trying to think back to anybody else in Pirate history that
I don't think Coach Logan would have put me on the island like that. I got hurt. It would have been over.
That's right. He had too much value at the quarterback position, and Holton has value, obviously, but Holton is more of a runner than Jeff. But Jeff, what was your biggest scramble as a player? And I think in my head, I know what it is, but let's see what you say. What was your biggest scramble as a Pirate?
Probably that Syracuse game.
That's what I thought, the Syracuse game. Do you remember much about that play?
I don't know. I kind of stepped up in the pocket, and, it kind of opened up. And I just took off, and, and I saw the end zone, and I just tried to get to it, and I got to it, So that was about it, really. I think that's about the longest run I had my senior year in college.
We were talking with Coach Houston after the game, and one of the sound bites that he gave us, he said, I've read enough Pirate history to know that a couple of East Carolina teams have gotten off to a little bit of a slow start and rebounded to have magical seasons. And obviously the most magical was the 1991 season when East Carolina won the 92 Peach Bowl in Atlanta on that January 1st late morning, early afternoon. But as a team, when you get a win like that, when you come from behind and get a win like that, can that propel this team to really do some things that they weren't expected to do and maybe still go to a bowl game?
Yes, definitely. It definitely can prepare you to the next level, but you got to do it again every week because people are going to expect that. You can't, like I said, you can't have that type of game and then go back the next week and then look like you did the first 2 weeks. So at the end of the day, it's about winning. And at the end of the day, if you win 7-6, it may not look pretty, but you got the W. And you can put up all the numbers you want, and it looks good on paper. But at the end of the day, if you don't get that W, all that really doesn't mean much anymore. So at the end of the day, it's about winning the football game. And I think if the guys understand that, like you said, everybody do their job, and they go out and the ultimate goal is to win, and nothing else matters, no matter how many touchdowns I throw, no matter how many yards I throw for, no matter how many yards my running backs rushes for, or how many picks, a DBs get, and all that kind of stuff, how many tackles somebody, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if you don't get the W, all those numbers don't mean nothing.
And I think Holton Ahlers would say the exact same thing. Jeff Blake, the former Pirate quarterback, joining us. We'll take a commercial break right now. We'll come back. We'll find out more about what Jeff Blake is up to these days as the Brian Bailey Show continues on this Victory Monday for East Carolina. Back with more after this.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and this is a Pirate Radio Sports Break presented by Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11, north of the airport in Greenville. Baseball yesterday, the Braves shut out the Giants 3-0. Atlanta is a game and a half up on Philadelphia in the National League East. The Yankees were destroyed by the Indians 11-1. The Orioles lost to the Red Sox 8-6, and the Nationals shut out the Rockies 3-0. 6 Washington pitchers combined for the shutout. Juan Soto hit number 26. The Pirates are home Saturday at 6 for a first-ever matchup with Charleston Southern. Coach Mike Houston's bunch is coming off a 42-38 win over Marshall Saturday, featuring a terrific comeback. ECU was down 38-21 with just under 8 minutes to play before rallying for 3 touchdowns and the victory. Quarterback Holton Ahlers threw for 368 yards and 2 touchdowns. He ran for a TD and caught a touchdown pass as well. The Pirates will enter Saturday with a record of 1-2. This has been a Pirate Radio Sports Break.
At Union Bank, we understand you live life on the go. That's why our banking options are designed to serve you, wherever you are. If you want to meet us in person at one of our local branches, complete banking tasks on the go from the mobile app, or bank from your office with convenient remote deposit and cash management services, we're everywhere you need us to be. Whether you're simply managing a busy schedule or an entire business, we're right there with you with personalized service and helpful tools. Call or visit us online at unionbanknc.com. Union Bank is a member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, Pirates supporting pirates.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles for my friends at Ed Watkins Marine. I've known Ed personally for years, covering his winning performances on the football field and on NASCAR's pit road. Now Ed is winning on the water, and you get to win too. You win with awesome prices on boats from Ed Watkins Marine, and of course, great service after the sale. If you're looking for a new boat, contact Ed Watkins Marine today. They will deliver anywhere. Find them online at edwatkinsmarine.com and tell them the voice sent you.
Every team knows that the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I'm here. State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer and my team are here to help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score some savings by combining your home and auto. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, Timothy Sawyer, at 493-0002 today.
Hi, this is Morgan Ehlers, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show. Now, back to Brian.
All right, welcome back to our show. Former Pirate quarterback Jeff Blake, who led that come-from-behind win in the Peach Bowl back in 1992. This is the date of the Peach Bowl, 1991 season, ending up with the dream season, and the Pirates ranked number 9 in the nation afterwards. But I say Coach Blake because now he's the director of the quarterback academy at IMG Academy. Jeff, tell us a little bit about what you're doing with the academy and some of the players you're working with.
So basically what we do at the Academy, we do full development when it comes to quarterbacks. We cover everything from A to Z, from mechanics to footwork to philosophy to game planning to understanding, how to play the position and who you are as a quarterback and playing the position. Going over different types of understanding, how to study game film, how to critique yourself. So everything when it comes to developing a full quarterback, we do that here. We don't just practice what we do at IMG as an offense. We do a variety of things at the academy to where we're teaching quarterbacks every type of offense. I don't care if it's a West Coast system, run and shoot, spread, RPO. We do it all. So when they leave here, no matter what school they go to, if they go to East Carolina, if they go to Wisconsin, it doesn't matter. They all run different offenses, and they should be able to adapt to any offense that they go into because they know how to do a 3-step drop, a 5-step drop, a sprint out, boot, RPO. It doesn't matter. Hard play action, shotgun play action. We do everything here at the academy. So we try to put them in the best position so when they transition out of here, whatever school they go to, that they're able to go out and they're able to play at a high development. Basically, I work with all the quarterbacks that play as well. So our national team quarterback is A.J. Duffy. A.J.'s already committed to Florida State. And so we work on some of the things that we feel like he will need when he gets to the next level at college football. When it comes to coaching, style of coaching, the transition from our facility to Florida State should be very easy for him.
So as far as that goes, during the high school football season, how do you work with the players? And then obviously in the off season, it's a little different.
I have parts of practice where I get all the quarterbacks. So I have about 20 minutes with them, 20 minutes with them before practice, like doing individual. And then I have about an hour with a lot of that. We have about 15 quarterbacks here. Only 6 of them actually play. So I get the other 7, 8 to myself about a whole hour every day.
Is that hard for those guys that come in and aren't playing? And is that, it's important to learn everything, I guess, with IMG. It's also important to get the game action, isn't it?
Well, most of those guys are 8th or 9th graders.
Okay, so they're early.
If they were at their other school, they probably wouldn't be playing either. So, especially at the varsity level, because we don't have a freshman or a JV team here. We don't have varsity teams here. So we develop them to be a varsity player. So we have some kids that come here 8th grade, 9th grade year, go back home on their 10th grade year and be starters because they've been practicing and developing to do that the whole time they've been here. So that happens a lot here where kids that come here the 8th grade, 9th grade year get developed up, get coached up, understanding the game, understand everything that we're teaching them. So when they go back, they're not going to get that type of training at home because their coaches don't have time to do it. Because they got 50-some-odd kids they got to practice and coach, so they don't have the time to do a lot of the one-on-one. Even in the off season, that's why kids have their own trainers and all that kind of stuff. So we kind of provide that for them throughout the whole year, during the season and especially during the off season as well.
I mentioned earlier that the stats for the two comebacks are really similar. Jeff Blake in the Peach Bowl and Holton Ahlers from the other night, the Marshall Miracle is what people are calling it. But Holton was 30 of 47 for 368 yards, 2 touchdowns, then 1 receiving touchdown, 1 rushing touchdown, so he counted for 4 of the touchdowns. Jeff Blake in the Peach Bowl, 31 of 51, 378 yards, 3 touchdowns, had a rushing touchdown as well. So very similar stats. The comeback, East Carolina trailed in the Peach Bowl with 7:26 to play by 17, trailed with 7:30 to play by 17. So it's just a 4-second difference there. And when you look at Holton as a quarterback, Jeff, with your experience now, not only at East Carolina, playing in the pros, and what you've learned from others and what you teach at IMG, what would you say to Holton as far as some of the things that he could tweak a little bit?
Well, I haven't watched him that closely. I watched the whole game. When I watch, I'm not really trying to critique Holton as he's playing. But the only thing I can say, just by looking at the game in general, just to keep playing hard, stay within the system, understand the system, understand situations, try not to put your team in bad situations by, having turnovers at the end of the game, be smart, manage the game, those type of things. He knows these things already. It's not something that I'm sure he doesn't already know. But as a coach, you reiterate these things to your players week in and week out, because those are the things that are going to help you win ball games.
And how do you work with your players as far as stuff between the ears and stuff that they have to, because it's easy to say you can do this and do that, but when you're working with someone and coaching them up, it's a little different.
Well, repetition. You just have to rep it out. We rep out a lot of situations. We do a lot of situational coaching here at IMG because that's the best. That's the only way to play. We put our guys in situations that they will see on game day, and much as we can in practice, so they can figure out how to maneuver and get out of those situations or beat those situations when we see it. So when we see a blitz, we practice that blitz. We game plan every week here. We don't just say, okay, we're gonna run our offense and just, whatever the defense do, we're just going to run our offense. No, we game plan against every defense that we see each week. So we know exactly what we're going to run, and we know exactly how we're going to beat them. So whatever weakness that we see that week, we're going to attack it. And so we do that here, and that's why we play so well, and that's why we beat people the way we beat them, because we're actually game planning. We're not just saying, okay, this is our offense, we're just going to run it.
Jeff Blake joining us, the former East Carolina quarterback, now with the IMG Academy as the director of quarterbacks there at the Academy. Jeff, your future goals as far as your career goes, are you settled where you're at? Do you really? I'm sure you like it there, but are you looking down the road to maybe getting into coaching or doing your own thing as a head coach somewhere?
Well, Brian, I've been trying to get into coaching for the last 11 years. It just hasn't worked out for me. So I've stayed in the personal, doing the personal training and doing the camps and stuff like that. This here the same way, opportunity to coach, it would come, if it ever comes, but I'm not pressing it. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy doing what I do. I enjoy developing quarterbacks. I have 3 of my quarterbacks that I trained over the last couple of years are in the Division I ball, one at Texas, of course, Shador at Jackson State, and Demetrius Davis at Auburn. So I'm looking forward, Charles Wright at Texas. So I'm looking forward for those guys to start stepping up here in the next year or two and start. Shador's already playing now. So I'm looking forward for those guys to start, branching out and start playing and contributing at their universities as well and showing what they've learned over the last couple of years in training.
So you'd like to coach on the collegiate level then?
Honestly, I would like to coach on the pro level.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh yeah. I would like to coach on the pro level. College is fun, high school is fun, but pros is where it's at. It's really. And I played in that environment for a long time, Brian. And that environment, when you're dealing with those type of athletes, and you're dealing with those type of quarterbacks, your job ain't that hard. It ain't that hard to coach Brady. I'm telling you, it's just not that hard.
Right.
It wouldn't be hard to coach Eli. It wouldn't be hard to coach, Peyton. It's not hard to coach Russ. Just make sure they know their game plan and make sure they know the adjustments and when they're hot, what protections we're running that week, and understanding the coverages, and when they see it, take a shot. If not, drop the ball down. which they already know that stuff. It just ain't that hard. I mean, Byron Leftwich got an easy job. I'm telling you.
You mentioned Peyton and Eli. Have you had a chance to watch those guys on ESPN2 on the Monday night games? The debut was last week, and they'll have another one tonight. But they were great in week one.
I'm gonna check it out tonight. I didn't check it out last Monday night, but I will check it out tonight, though. But yeah.
All right, wrapping things up with Jeff Blake, the former Pirate quarterback. Now, what are your plans for this fall? Are you going to get back to East Carolina to see a game?
We won't finish playing here because I go to all the games. I'm actually in the booth on the national game, so I'm upstairs with Coach Schramm, our offensive coordinator, for the national game. So I am in the booth, and I do travel with the national team. So as long as we playing, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get there as long as we're playing. So because we play on Friday night. So if I can get somewhere close and get there, if we happen to be somewhere close, and I could probably get there, I'll probably try it out.
Any regional teams that you guys get a chance to play? Anything that we've seen before? What are some of the teams on the schedule?
Well, we just played Orlando Jones. The week before that, we played Miami Northwestern. This week we played Springfield Central in Springfield, Massachusetts. So we go up there this weekend and play them. We don't play any Virginia, North Carolina teams, no Georgia teams. It's hard to get teams to play us, Brian.
Hey, I could say.
We have a hard time trying to get teams to play us. They really don't want to play us because it messes up their state stuff and all that kind of stuff. So we don't play for state. We only play for national. So, it's hard to get teams to play us. I think the closest game that we will play in North Carolina is in Alabama. We play Auburn. We play Auburn High School.
Auburn High School in Alabama for IMG. Well, Jeff, hey, I certainly enjoyed the visit this morning. I just thought it was so neat being in Huntington and seeing Holton and company come back, and it reminded me of the Peach Bowl come back so much. And we've talked about it, year in and year out with the Hall of Famer Jeff Blake. But it's always nice to talk to you. I'm glad your career is going well. Hope you get that shot to coach in the pros. I think that would be a lot of fun. But you've always, as a player, you really, wore the East Carolina Pirate purple and gold with pride, and you always, carried yourself in such a professional manner back then, and you've done the same thing for 30 years or so. So we certainly appreciate having you on today.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Go Pirates.
All right, Jeff Blake joining us today as we continue on this Monday here on the Brian Bailey Show. Coming up next, the Wood Ducks are in the playoffs. We'll talk with Matt Davis with the Downies Wood Ducks coming up as our show continues after this.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
I'm on site at the Gavigan Agency, and you guys have been taking care of my home and auto insurance for years, but I've been noticing that's not all you do.
First and foremost, Brian, thank you for trusting us to help you and your family with your insurance needs. And you're exactly right. We offer a full host of insurance products to help protect our customers' personal and business insurance needs. Let me introduce you to Nathan Brannon, our commercial insurance specialist, and he can tell you about some of the other products we offer.
Great to talk with you, Brian. As John mentioned, I specialize in offering general liability, commercial property, business auto, and workers' compensation insurance to independent contractors, small business owners, and larger commercial customers throughout Eastern North Carolina. As a graduate of East Carolina University, I am passionate about taking care of my fellow Pirates.
Wow, sounds like the Gavigan Agency can provide you just about any coverage a business owner might need. So give the Gavigan Agency a call today for any of your personal or business insurance needs and let them show you the benefits of doing business with someone who cares.
It's bow time. Round here, if it's worth doing, it's worth doing right. Like the new Bo's Chicken Sandwich. We're talking massive, juicy chicken breasts, tumbled in bold and golden hand breading, and served up with punchy, thick-cut pickles, tangy mayo, and toasted buttered buns. Sure, there's a few shortcuts out there, but the right way just tastes better. Try the new Bo's Chicken Sandwich, only at Bojangles. It's bow time.
Public notice, discount mattress and furniture, Greenville, 1501 Evans Street. Everything must go up to 75% off. Living rooms, bedrooms, dinette, purple swivel chairs, ECU, $99. Desk chairs, $10. Queen mattresses, $199. Sofas, much more. Discount mattress and furniture up to 75% off. 1501 Evans Street in Greenville, and I'll see you there!
The Rick House, Eastern North Carolina's premier American-style restaurant and bourbon bar, has great specials throughout the week, like $10 Tuesdays. Get 8 traditional wings and a draft beer for just $10. Wednesday night is date night, 2 salads, an appetizer, a bottle of wine, 2 entrees, and a dessert for just $55. Friday is smokehouse night with the best ribs and brisket around. Saturday is Italian night, featuring all of our made-from-scratch pastas along with 2 glasses of wine. And on Sunday is the legendary brunch from 10 to 2. The Rick House, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville.
Pirate Radio.
We'll strap it on with anybody, anywhere. It doesn't matter. I know this. I want to win or lose with the group that we have in our locker room.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show. Now, back to Brian.
All right, welcome back on this Monday as we continue on. The Down East Wood Ducks are in the playoffs. The Ducks will play the first 2 playoff games at home at historic Granger Stadium and then takes off south to Charleston, South Carolina, take on the Charleston River Dogs, and that's coming up with games on Friday, Saturday, Sunday for games 3 for sure, and 4 and 5 if necessary. It's a best-of-5 series. Matt Davis with the Wood Ducks joins us. And Matt, first of all, congratulations to the Woodies in the postseason.
Thank you, Brian. It's a lot of fun.
It's got to be. I mean, it's always, when you play a long season like that, I'm sure, in your role, you've had your ups and downs, and, everybody loves it when you win, but you have to, when you have to report on losing and that kind of thing, it gets kind of rough. But they've had a really good season, got off to a great start early on, and it's really, they've played good baseball.
Yeah, they really have. And, I mean, there's nothing more you can ask for what they've done down the stretch. I mean, my dad's a big sports fan all the time, and I'm only one in my family that works in sports and in media. So, he'll just call me after every game every home game. He's like, they're catching fire at the right time. I'm like, let's just pump the brakes here. We still need a couple of other teams to, get cold at the right time too. But let me tell you something. I haven't stopped smiling since last night at about 7:00 when Delmarva hit that 2-run home run in the top of the ninth. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, Delmarva, they led it. Salem led in that game. What early on was it 3-0 or 5-1 or something like that?
It was 5-1.
Right, that's what it was.
In the 4th.
Yeah.
Naturally, all of us I was sitting with our director of marketing, Alexa Kay, one of our interns, Jackson Pass, and another press box worker, Jackson Royal. We were watching the game on my iPad at Ironclad. Axe throwing downtown in downtown Kinston. They were up 5-1. We're all looking at each other, kind of like just looking like, oh well. It was a great season. It was fun, and slowly but surely, we were doing something. We weren't watching the game. All of a sudden, Delmarva started to climb back, and we started to notice. And I said, we weren't watching the game, so let's go back to ignoring it, and we'll see what happens. Very superstitious. But it was a lot of fun, and after there was high fives, hugs all around, and we're getting ready for 2 games here at Granger Stadium on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Did you find that the way Major League Baseball, they reshuffled all of minor league baseball, and we don't have league names anymore. We have the Low A East. The Low A East League, the Central Division, is where the Wood Ducks, came from. I guess I think I have that right. To me, they've just lost something by not having Carolina League and the South Atlantic League, and it just, to me, it didn't even really feel like a pennant race, although it was. The top 2 teams out of the 3 divisions, advanced to the playoffs, but it was really different, wasn't it?
Yeah, you kind of take a look, and, I was talking to some of my buddies that are also broadcasters in minor league baseball, and we would all kind of poke fun about, the AAA, East Northwest division. It's kind of funny, but, technically I still think they're owned by not Major League Baseball, so I think they still have that trademark, which is why you don't see the Carolina League or the South Atlantic League right now, because they're still owned under a trademark. But, for right now, they're pretty good name placeholders. I'm not going to complain about Low A East Central Division champs,
Yeah.
Still is nice to have that by your name.
Anytime you have champs with it, I think you can get along with it. But so do you think that maybe down the road, because I never really realized why, I knew that they reshuffled everything, but I didn't understand the reasoning as to why we didn't have some of the league names. Do you think they'll come back to league names at some point?
That's one thing I hope for. I'm not going to say yes or no because I don't know. But I think it would definitely, not look better, but sound better. It's a mouthful to say AAA East Northwest Division, Low A East Central.
Correct.
It doesn't roll off the tongue like Pacific Coast League, International League, Texas League, Florida State League,
right,
Carolina League, or whatever have you. I mean, it rolls off the tongue a lot better. And again, that might be more of a comfort thing because we're used to that. We've been saying it for how long?
For me, forever, yeah. And the Southern Division champs in the Carolina League, or the Northern Division champs in the Carolina League, and it just seems like to me that we got to get back to that at some point. Maybe it's not the Carolina League, maybe it changes to something else. But it just seems like it's just like conferences. I don't know if you know this or not, but like in some states, they've gone to like Region 7, Conference 21A. I mean, to me, I love the fact that we've got conferences, the Eastern Plains 2A conference and the Big Carolina 3A, 4A, and we've got conference names because it kind of gives it a little flavor, a little flair.
Yeah, I would definitely say that the flavor is missing. To quote Gordon Ramsay, every bit of food needs some sort of seasoning. So, I definitely think that it's a little stale to just say it's the Low A East. Not a lot of thought comes into that. So, I will say that I am definitely on the side of I hope that they would eventually either think of some new league names or come up with something to kind of, reincorporate the old minor league feel with this new layout that we have.
Matt Davis with the Down East Wood Ducks joining us now. The Wood Ducks headed to the playoffs. Games 1 and 2 of this series are set for historic Granger Stadium, 7 o'clock start times, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday's a travel day, off day, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday for games 3, and if necessary, 4 and 5. It's a best 3 out of 5 series. And that's as far as the playoffs go for these two teams, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's so they came out with the release in about June.
Yeah.
Saying that, we're going to have playoffs. It's going to be the same for AA and below. It's the two best teams in the league, regardless of division, regardless. There's no first or second half. It's 1 and 2 best records at the end of the season. Here's the tiebreakers, enjoy. And right now the Wood Ducks are enjoying it.
That's right. All right, Matt, take us through the Wood Duck roster a little bit and tell us some of the players that fans will have a chance to see at least a couple more times this year.
Well, I'm going to start off with the reigning player of the week, Christian Inoa, for the Down East Wood Ducks. He hit .500 over the last 6 games of the season. He went 10 for 20 in his final 6 games. He had 4 extra base hits, 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 6 runs batted in. He was hitting cleanup all week against the Charleston River Dogs, and when I say that he lived up to the cleanup batter name, he cleaned up everything on the bases. So he was just an incredible piece in the lineup to watch. I talked about it with manager Carlos Cardoza on our pregame show. On Sunday, I had a Coach's Corner interview with him that airs on our pregame show, and he was glad that I brought him up because he's basically told me that having Christian hitting in the 4 spot in our lineup was huge all week. But, I mean, everybody's kind of catching hot at the right time. Luis Angel Acuna, team leading 12 home runs. He had a walk-off grand slam back on Tuesday, which, I mean, when I say electrified the press box, I mean, it was darn near set on fire when that happened. 74 runs batted in, again, a team leading 12 home runs. Thomas Sajasi, who has just been absolutely an incredible hitter for the Wood Ducks. He is second on the team in OPS with an .834. He's getting on base. He's hitting the heck out of the baseball. 10 home runs, third on the team. Pitching, I'm going to go to the pitching now. Nick Krause, the first Wood Duck to throw a complete game, 9-inning complete game this season. He's a 2-time pitcher of the week, and only he and Christian Inoa have been named a player of the week by minor league baseball for the Low A East. Our starters for probably games 1 and 2, Gavin Collier, John Matthews, both are really good pitchers to watch. John Matthews is on a little bit of a hot streak over his last couple of starts, double-digit strikeouts in 2 of his last 3 starts, I believe. Again, Gavin Collier, big. He's 3-1 as a starter, 16 starts this season, a 3.33 ERA, and he's up there in innings pitched. He's thrown 73 innings this year, so he's been a real workhorse for the Wood Ducks, and that's just to name a few. But make sure to get your tickets because they're going like hotcakes right now for games 1 and 2.
That was my next question. Do you guys have anything planned as far as special events? I know, minor league baseball is more than just coming out and watching a team play and seeing if they play good baseball. Minor league baseball is all about entertaining the fans, and you guys do a great job down there. A lot of folks in Greenville love to make the trip to Kinston, and you got the Mother Earth Pavilion out there in right field. I mean, it's a neat ballpark. It's a neat place to go. You guys make it so easy with the Thirsty Thursdays and the Dollar Dog night and that kind of thing. But anything planned for these 2 playoff games?
We're kind of putting it together right now. I'm probably going to be as surprised as everybody else, but I think that we've got, our director of marketing, Alexa Kay, working with some of our staff, and I know that she's going to come up with some great stuff for this weekend, or for this coming week.
Should be a lot of fun. It's a best-of-5 series, again, games 1 and 2, Tuesday and Wednesday at historic Granger Stadium. How have your crowds been, especially down the stretch?
They've been really good. I mean, I think as fans kind of slowly put 2 and 2 together that, the Wood Ducks are winning, they're winning at the right time, and they might have a shot at this thing. The crowd has really shot up in the month of September, and, I mean, we love the support here at Granger Stadium, and especially me as a broadcaster to feed off that energy that's coming through my crowd mic. It's been really amazing. But I'd say that like I said, the last couple games of the season, the last week, everybody's really showed out here in Kinston, and again, thanking everybody and for coming out, and hopefully we can keep the energy going for 2 more home games.
A lot of the teams are able to stream their games. Is that something that in the future you think Down East will look to do?
That's a little bit above my pay grade. I don't know yes or no. I can't really answer that. My hope is that every team can make their broadcasts accessible to people that might not be in the general area. But again, that's a little bit above my pay grade. I don't want to say yes or no. My hope is that, again, every minor league team at some point can make their games accessible to people all around the country, because that's only going to grow the game of baseball, and that's ultimately what we all want. Employees in minor league baseball, Major League Baseball, we just want to see the game grow and continue to grow.
The newest member of my staff, Garrett, came out the other day to cover his first time covering a Wood Duck game, and that was the Acuna walk-off grand slam. He came back with some great highlights, and then we were talking about it, and he had to get back to edit, so he couldn't stay for the end of it. But then we saw you guys tweeted it out, and whoever shot it did a really nice job of it captured all of the emotion. And sometimes as photographers, we think shoot tight and get the ball going out of the park and get the emotion on their faces, but sometimes a wider shot tells the story just as well. So we were able to use that shot to add to our highlights, and really it did capture it. That was a very emotional game, and a game it turned out that you guys had to have to win this thing to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, these guys have figured out the way to win at the right time, and that was the last 6 games of the season. I got a lot of questions from the staff, from a bunch of people saying, what do we need to do? And I said we need to go shot for shot with Salem. But by the end of 6 games, we need to be +2 in the win column, and they need to be -2. And, we kind of went shot for shot with them for a little bit, and it all worked out on Sunday. But, without Acuna's walk-off grand slam, it makes the road a lot tougher for the next 5 games.
Down East comes in at 72-48 on the season. Charleston at 82-38. So Charleston's really been kind of the premier team in the entire league the whole year, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, I remember I was texting a buddy of mine who's in the South Division with the Columbia Fireflies. He was going to be my boss last year. Early in the season, I think the Fireflies were sitting up top. Charleston was about 9 wins and 9 losses, and he texted me. He said, "Yeah, don't pay attention to the standings right now because Charleston's going to be really good." And I said, "Dude, what are you talking about? They're 9 wins and 9 losses." And lo and behold, I'm eating my words right now, but. Come to playoff time, you kind of throw those regular season records out of the building because 3 out of 5 is a lot different than, a 6-game series to end the season. There's a lot more on the line, and I think that we're going to see 2 really different teams mentality-wise come this week.
And Downey's just finished a 6-game series with Charleston and won 4 out of the 6. So that's another good sign, right?
That's what you hope for. Like I said, you beautiful thing about sports is you catch fire at the right time. Anything's possible. I can definitely say that it's always good to go into a postseason, running full steam instead of limping into a postseason. But again, Charleston River Dogs, we've seen them twice this year, once at their place, once at our place. They don't quit. I've seen their bats come to play. I've seen their pitching really take charge. So we won 4 out of 6 at home. We won 4 out of 6 at their place. That's in the regular season. Postseason is a whole different animal. So, we'll get their best and they'll get our best. And, you just never know. Like I said, 12 games against the River Dogs is a lot different than just 3 out of 5. And when it comes to the postseason, you just never know. And that's the beautiful thing about sports. So hopefully we'll find out real soon. But I'm hoping for things to end up positive on our side.
All starts coming up tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Gates open at 6 at Granger Stadium, and the first pitch at 7 o'clock as the postseason comes to Kinston, North Carolina, the Downey's Wood Ducks and the Charleston River Dogs. Matt, thanks so much for spending part of your Monday with us. We certainly appreciate your time, and we'll see you at the ballpark.
Thank you, Brian. It was an absolute pleasure.
All right, Matt Davis with the Wood Ducks joining us. We'll take our final time out. We'll come back. More thoughts on that big comeback for East Carolina from over the weekend. We've got the Tulane kickoff time as well. Back with more on this Monday after this.
We know that juicy, cheesy, grilled to perfection burger sounds amazing, but it does sound like something is missing. Pepsi, baby! The yin to this burger's yang. Burgers and Pepsi go together like burgers and Pepsi. This perfect blending of flavors makes every bite of lettuce, every sesame seed on the bun, and every sip of that crisp, refreshing, ice-cold cola a journey to Foodtopia. Burgers, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Is that the sound of an ooey gooey cheesy crunchy slice of P-I-Z-Z-A? Obviously, but as good as that sounds, we think it can get even better. Oh yeah, that's the sound of a freshly opened fizz-filled Pepsi. The only thing that can take this flavor medley of crunchy dough, mouth-watering cheese, and savory sauce to the next level. How about another bite? Pepsi and pizza sound like a match made in heaven and taste even better. Pizza, better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Watch our prices fall at Bostic Sugg Furniture. All the gotta-get-it-now looks and styles are in. We have what you need to add warmth and beauty to any room. Sofas, sectionals, and motion furniture from the best brands. Lazy Boy, Bassett & Rowe, all in stock with huge in-stock savings. And the more you buy, the more you save. Up to $720 back, plus great savings on Serta and Restonic mattresses. So watch our prices fall at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
The Angus Grill is the premier location for the best burgers, cheesesteaks, and brisket sandwiches around. Join us and experience original flavors, quality service, and an upbeat environment. We've got 5 outstanding locations in eastern North Carolina, in Winterville near Pitt Community College, in Wilmington on 4th Street, and 3 locations right here in Greenville, East 10th Street near the Walmart, Jarvis Street in Uptown, and in our newest location on Statensburg Road near the hospital at the former CPW's location. It's the best burger around. Angus Grill.
BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in eastern North Carolina. With Blackwood and Mills Creek in Greenville, Dalton's Cove in Farmville, and Belmar in Ayden, these are just a few of the developments featuring BMS Builders homes. They can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or East Carolina football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. BMS Builders. Give them a call at 916-1578 for BMS Builders.
Seared Chop House is Greenville's newest restaurant and the city's only true chop house. We combine a remarkable menu with an unrivaled atmosphere. Seared, a quality-driven experience highlighting a thoughtful approach to locally sourced ingredients and hearty, flavor-rich cuisine. We're firing up the grill at Seared, Greenville's only true chop house. Come see us, Fire Tower Road at Bells Fork or SearedChophouse.com.
This is Coach Donnie Kirkpatrick, offense coordinator for ECU football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show. Now, back to Brian.
All right, welcome back to our show as we wrap things up on this edition of The Brian Bailey Show on this Monday. Clip Brock joins us for a couple of minutes to get his thoughts on the big comeback from the other night. Now, how did you guys see the game? You guys watched it all together, right?
We were, old school, huddled around, watching it on Facebook, like the old days.
Like the old days.
I did think about, when I guess folks used to huddle around, listen to games on the radio.
Oh, yeah.
Bailey.
I've done that a lot of times.
We had that laptop right in front of you open, and Shirley, Chandler, Weave, myself were all watching it on the same computer, and it was awesome.
Wow. Yeah, it was and I've heard it was a very, good broadcast, very well done, no commercials. I mean, there were a lot of positives to it, right?
Yeah, and a lot of people had it pulled up on their TV. We had another game going on the TV and just pulled up there. But from a production standpoint, it looked like a CBS Sports Network broadcast. And I've seen a lot of – some people liked the announcers, some didn't. They had fun with it. I will say I liked that they focused on ECU and Marshall the entire time. In a lot of other games, they'll get talking about Alabama and other teams. I thought they did a good job of really – catering to the Herd and Pirates crowd, and I like Corey Chavis all right. I remember him as a player in the NFL, and he's done a lot of games, so he knows ECU, and that's always a good thing. I
had a chance to make the trip to Huntington, and I'd heard that all the fans there were super nice to everybody all the time, and I got to see it firsthand, and it was really amazing that all the bars and restaurants that were right around the hotel, everywhere we went, somebody would stop and they would say, "Hey, good luck to you guys tomorrow," and even after the game, I had people come up to me and just say, "Hey, that was a heck of a comeback, man. Have a safe trip back to Greenville." So the Huntington people were just great. The area that Brian Meador had told me before we left that the area where the hotel is just really they rebuilt it probably 15 years ago, but it's really nice down there with restaurants, bars, movie theater, all kinds of little places, and it was just a cool place. And then when you go to a game like that, it was a game. Sometimes games like that are won by the team that needs to win more, and I think this was a situation. Although when you get down by 17 with 7 minutes to play, most of the time you're not going to win that football game. But there were some key plays in that. I mean, you look at the onside kick, and I was wondering. I heard Coach Houston say. I mentioned this when I was talking to Jeff Blake. That Coach Houston said if we got the look, that we wanted to get, that's why we tried the onside kick. So I took that as he was saying that they would have kicked it deep and used their timeouts to get the ball back if they didn't, get the look that they wanted. But they got the look they wanted. It was executed perfectly. I didn't see the replays, and you guys did. How close was it to 10 yards?
About as close as it could possibly
be.
Yeah.
That's what we thought as far as being on the field. And I said that the Marshall logo probably saved the Pirates because you couldn't tell because the line didn't go all the way across, and so it was right at 10. If you call it 10 yards on the field, you almost had to stick with it.
And the best angle they had, like the side shot, there was just bodies upon bodies laying around in front of the camera view, so you couldn't tell. You couldn't overturn it at that angle, so the Pirates got a break there, too.
Yeah, it was great to see Holton play so well, and the offense, and everybody was getting on Donnie, open it up. So Donnie's like, okay, I got a guy back here that likes to throw the football. I'm going to use it a couple of times, and he did that with Tyler Snead. And, Tyler, I think he completed the other one, but he slipped when he threw it.
But, and got crushed.
Yeah, he did. He got nailed. Yeah, he did. He got nailed.
He got nailed last week against South Carolina when he threw the ball to Josiah Hatfield.
Yep, he did. Yep, because and that play, I think I told you this last week, but I talked about, hey, they got to get the ball to Tyler. They're going to run that jet sweep, and they started running. I said, man, how smart am I? They're running the jet sweep. They stopped and fired.
Hey, what do you want better?
Yeah,
what beautiful.
Exactly, and he did, and they completed it. And that was the touchdown to start the South Carolina game. And and talking with Coach Houston after the game, he didn't really say it publicly, but he kind of mumbled it to himself, like, man, we should have got that one last week. And he's right. I mean, they all know.
I tweeted after the game, and everybody was in such a great mood, and I said,
I remember that.
I'm not going to say anything about that game last week that we could have won, but I'm not going to talk about it. But, I mean, they're that close to winning that one. And but now, Bailey, you look at what's coming up, a very winnable game on Saturday, and then what should be a great one at home. Great kickoff time.
Yeah, 3:30. 3:30 kickoff for East Carolina and Tulane coming up on October the 2nd. And that's a really big football game because that's your conference opener. It's going to be to start the month of October. If East Carolina can go out and take care of business this week, they would be 2-2 on the season and taking on the Tulane Green Wave. And Tulane's played, they played Oklahoma tough, and they played a tough schedule as well. So I'm looking forward to that. That's a great kickoff for Pirate fans. 3:30. I think that's the perfect kickoff for most of us as far as trying to get our work done and trying to get the tailgating in and trying to get everything going.
Speaking of fans, Bailey, we've talked about it. We had some callers talk about it. I've seen some chatter today. How many fans did ECU add to Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium with that comeback win the other night?
No, I would say, it's got to be
in the thousands.
I would say a couple thousand probably, because I think just how it looks on paper. When you look down and you see East Carolina 0-3, if you see East Carolina 1-2, and you know what just happened. I mean, and games like that, when you come from behind and you get the win like that, they're just it's something that we'll be talking about for years now. I mean, Holton Ahlers will talk about it, and hopefully he'll continue to play well, and they'll have even better things to talk about down the line. But that game, and I really think those last 7.5 minutes may have saved the season, because if you start off 0-3 and your goal was to get to 6 at least, and they won't stop at 6 if they get to 6,
right?
But they want to get to a bowl so badly, and they got to get to 6 to get to that bowl, and that was a big one to get.
Changed the entire complexion of the season, changed the mood of the fan base. We finally had a fun fifth quarter college show.
We had a guy that was ready to call in and have Donnie fired, bench Holton, and then he was talking about a 9-10 win season.
Yeah, in a span of 4 seconds.
Well, I thought about this. I was thinking about you guys, in that fourth quarter. I said, what Cliff and them should have done is started the post-game show about the 7-minute mark, because then you'd have had all the people calling in, ripping everybody.
But we had those. I had those tweets Saturday night. Go ahead and start the show.
Right.
I tweeted, can we get a running clock in the fourth quarter so I can get out of here? I mean, that's how crazy that comeback was. I had given up. I admitted it.
That would have been a show for the ages, though. You get all those guys on ripping everybody and firing everybody.
Well, they just scored, but it don't matter.
Yeah. We had a lot of callers eating crow Saturday night.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. But yeah, you be on live. Oh, they just got an onside kick. Things are changing quickly.
That would have been awesome, Bailey.
In West Virginia.
We might have to start doing that.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been absolutely classic. But big win for the Pirates. Congratulations to head coach Mike Houston, quarterback Holton Ahlers, and the entire Pirate program. I saw some of the players today, by the way. They were at the hospital, the Children's Hospital, and they're not allowed to go in and see the children like they, for years they've been able to do. But because of COVID, obviously, you can't do some of that. So they were all outside, and they were taking chalk and drawing pictures on the chalk. Oh, cool. And so what it is so the children that can't come outside can look out the windows and see them. And then some of the children that can go outside can go and enjoy. But the guys were drawing pirates and pirate ships, and it was C.J. Johnson was drawing a SpongeBob. I'm not sure it looked like SpongeBob, but that's what he said it was. But they had a good time over there, and that was a lot of fun. All right,
we got Holton Ahlers, Rajay Harris, Tyler Sneed, and Bruce Bibbins, Xavier Smith coming up today.
Great
on Pirate Radio Live.
Victory Monday on Pirate Radio Live.
I'm finally looking forward to those chats.
Yeah, they'll be a little chattier, I think after a big win. All right, that's my show for this week. I want to thank Jeff Blake, the former East Carolina quarterback, for going back in time and comparing the two big comebacks. Also want to thank Matt Davis with the Down East Wood Ducks. The Woodies in action at historic Granger Stadium coming up on Tuesday and Wednesday nights. Best 3 out of 5 series with the Charleston River Dogs. Thanks so much for kicking off your sports week with us, and we'll see you back here next week on The Brian Bailey Show.
This has been The Brian Bailey Show, brought to you by
Angus Grill, Bostic Sugg Furniture, Bojangles, East Coast Grading, The Gavigan Agency, Greenville Auto World, Papa John's, Pepsi, Seared Chop House, Taft and Hagler, Tiebreakers, BMS Builders, and The Rick House.
Join us next time for another edition of The Brian Bailey Show.